I'm late. Fucking late. Back. Hello. Welcome in. Who we got here? I'm gonna put that down. Oh, okay. Let's see. Flores, hello, hello. Umbra, hello, hello. And Niles, hello, hello. Twerking at me. Shut up. It's not my fault. Didn't do it. I was doing something. Yeah. Oh, my nails are so uneven. Well, at least I'm not low energy today. That's an improvement, right? Now you know, I'm gonna turn that off. Should I turn it off? Yes, I'm gonna turn that off. Yeah. What? Hi, Jack. Hi, Hi, Dio. Hello. It is me. I still have a cough, by the way, because I forgot to take medicine. I took some fucking medicine. Oh well. What are you drawing today? More comic? Yes. I'm drawing more comic. But first, I have to draw a mini comic. I don't have to, but I want to. Okay, no, it's hot in here. One second, I'm turning it back on. One second. Oh my god, it's so hot in here. No, I'm not playing it that way. We are not. I told you, you will never see the Salt Maiden. 1 second. I'm late. I haven't taken off things. Is that too cold? Where are we putting it? Oh god. Where am I putting it, Niles? Where's it going? Where's the dribble going? No, we're not talking about the Salt Maiden. I don't know why Umbra's attached to the Salt Maiden. She's dead. She's dead. I'm not gonna put it on my forehead. The horn is all you get. Anyway. Yeah, she's dead. Sorry. It happens. Hi, CD. Hello, hello. People die. People die when they are killed. And she was murdered. Yep. This is the worst day in history. Why are you so attached to her? Like, I didn't even get that far. What was that? Oh, hello. Hey there, do assist. Welcome in. Thank you very much for the raid. Hello. How you doing? Come here so I can get you shouted out. That is not the right thing. There we go. Doing fine. That's good. That's good. You said I could choose where to put it. I'm not going to spend the entire stream with it on my forehead. I'm not doing that. Just no. If it was at the end of stream, maybe, but not in the very first, like, 10 minutes. We're not doing this. Don't cry in the bathroom. Cry not for the Salt Maiden. Do not waste your salty tears on her. It would upset her. Do you want to upset the dead? That was that. Oh, thank you very much for the gifted. Oh, they get the gifted subscribe for King Telemar. I'm dying. Oh my god. Howard? Yes. Anyway. I was told that it was a fine establishment was hiring. Yes, we are. We are always hiring. I would love to. Love to what? Wait, what? Damn it. What is that an answer to? Also, thank you very much for joining the organization. You can pick up your badge at the front desk. Do you have references? No. I am not a fool, Umbra. I'm not a fool. I will never give you references of the Salt Maiden. I will never show you what she looks like. I will never tell you what she sounds like. Not you. Not you of what? What? What is it? Wait, who are you talking to? I worked at McDonald's once. Don't worry, all you have to do to work at this company is exist and be tasty. Anyway. Umber, don't worry, I already hired them. Don't give a subscription to the goddamn Salt Maiden. She's dead. We got fired for eating chicken nuggets. That is the tamest thing. You'll be fine. Be what? Don't worry. Don't worry. I am the ultimate authority, and I have hired you. Bring her back? No. You don't even know who she is. Like, you got a little excerpt of the Salt Maiden, and now you're like, please, grace us with her saltiness. And I'm like, no. You can't handle the Salt Maiden. What's our pay? You get paid in exposure to me. But I want to learn more. No, you can't learn about the Salt Maiden because she's dead. You did learn more. You learned that she's dead. Isn't that great? You learned about her passing. Acceptable. This is bullshit. Sometimes life is hard. Sometimes life is hard. Oh, heck yeah. Thanks for the chat. You guys are adorable. Yeah. Besides, I was working on a completely God damn it. Accent different isekai. So that's also why Salt Maiden is dead. We found her body. What the hell is Cam 2? What the fuck is that? Web Onion, what is that? What even is that? I don't think I even have a command that says that. Cam 2. I don't think I even have a Cam 1. Or Carbuncle. I mean, being paid with more job is fine by me if you're the boss. Oh, thank you. Bad joke. Don't look any further into it. Uh oh. The vinegar last. That sounds awful. That sounds so bad. The payment in Semicorp is her love, attention, and the best employee of the month. I don't know about the whole love or attention part. I tend to just be addicted, guys. Well, except for like Dio, because Dio is the unquestioning #1 minion. Like, he never questions me ever. It always agrees with me, as all of you should be doing. You know, that's why he's always employee of the month. Well, I mean, you'll be fine. What is this thing? Don't get up there. Hello, welcome in. Yeah, I was redoing like the same isekai story I always do. Hey, Roderick, hello now. Oh, sorry, I'm still coughing, so you will have to deal. We will suffer together. How are you? Dying. But yeah, I was working on my other one. One sec, I have to type some stuff so I don't forget it. So I'm gonna be quiet for a minute so I can get this typed out so I don't forget it, because you guys know me. Let's see. Oh god, I can't type. He died when a big monster came from west, and he played predicting the fort. That's when he also became him. And okay. Okay. Let's see. And yeah, should be fine. There we go. Where am I going? Oh wait, I want to close that. Okay. Anyway, back to you guys. How are you? Blah blah. Good. Blah blah. Hello. Hey there, Phantom. Hello. Yes, indeed, chat. But yeah, I was working on that because, like, okay, so I'm trying to figure out how to how do I put this? How to make my overpowered lady acceptable. Look, overpowered women are very not looked upon well in this community. Everyone likes overpowered dudes, but they don't like overpowered women. Tragic backstory, fuck that shit. Not her. We ain't doing that to her. No. I'm not giving her a tragic backstory because she can't behave. Like, girl cannot tragic backstory. You could even say she is a Mary Sue. That she is. That's what she is. Everyone loves overpowered women. No, they don't. They lie. Overpowered women are feared. Feared. As they should be. So I'm trying to make it so I have fun writing her, not so much other people like reading her. No one's gonna read the shit but me, you know? What? We're not gonna give her a toaster. Anyway. Can we do both? No. I don't know. Usually, like, overpowered men and overpowered women are not allowed to exist in the same universe for some reason. Not sure why. But, happy 2 years! Hi, Triple. I'm feeling better, by the way. So, I will not be... announcement. Oh, thank you so much for the subscribe. Thank you. So, yes, announcement. I will not be crying on stream today. That is all. Today I shall be sober. Anyway, I mean, you're not allowed to have one show. You can give her one what? Did you know? What if she owned a very We're not gonna recreate the Salt Maiden. Oh God, I'm not gonna. Whatever. Anyway, so yeah, I want to figure out, okay, because overpowered characters are great, but you gotta give them shit to do, and that's what I was running into with her. She, not the Salt Maiden, it's Stella. It's always Stella. I was trying to figure out, how do I make it so Stella has something to do? Because guys, I tried seeing if I could just depower Stella a little bit, you know. It did not work. Because what kept happening, check it. What kept happening is I depowered Stella, right? Had her start from nothing, from the bottom. And then she just kind of forgot she was powerless when I was writing her. And I'm like, oh shit, wait, she's not supposed to know how to do half this shit yet. And it was like funny because like she was kind of created this way. Like when I first made her like 10 years ago. This is an old character, by the way. I made Stella like 10 years ago, and she was basically already overpowered then, you know, because she was kind of a parody. And I've never been able to properly depower her because she doesn't give a shit. She doesn't care. Birthday poem? Maybe make her a mentor like Kakashi. Kakashi's dead. Anyway, so I can't do underpowered characters apparently. Because if I know a character is going to be super powerful, I cannot underpower them whatsoever. I can't. Mainly because I don't like underpowered characters. Where if they're supposed to be a certain for me. Hey Axel, hello, welcome. I'm not going to give her kryptonite. That's cheap. But the issue I have is if I know a character is going to be powerful, I cannot, and I repeat, cannot make them artificially weaker just so people don't get intimidated by them. We were talking about excuse me, I was working on one of my isekais, and I was talking about how one of my most powerful characters in all of my fan fiction, Stella, I was trying to work her into a narrative because she's OP as hell, and and I tried to like underpower her, and it did not work because she does not work very well as an underpowered character because she will forget she is under, and by she I mean me, and I will forget she's underpowered, and she just doesn't. If you're gonna make a character like that, like they have to grow as a character, and Stella doesn't. I can't make her clumsy either because like I can't write that way. I can't do it. I can't write clumsy characters. Mainly because like it has to be something that is integral to their character. I'm gonna move this a little farther away. It has to be integral to their character for me to do it. Not to say that I write good, but I need something that I can consistently add to the character. And if they're clumsy, I gotta remember that shit. And if I don't know, I can't do that. Put her in scenarios where solutions can't be solved with her powers. The thing is, she doesn't use her powers like that. Like, that's the problem with an overpowered character like her, is she doesn't actually rely on her powers very often, so it's very easy to forget if she's underpowered or not, for me. Because it's kind of like, she's the type of character that, yes, she could conjure a wrench or something, but she'd just go and look for a wrench. That's the type of character she is, you know? I mean, if you're going to give your OP character weakness instead of physical weakness, why not mental weakness? Sorry about this. Then how about make her Saitama a gag character? Well, she's the main character, and it's, I don't know, it's most of the time when I write about her, oh wait, so you want a very OP, very strong, overly godlike boss coded super lady that will kill you with a flick and not scary? No, she's not that type of character. She's kind of like, the way I've always described her to myself is she's just basically sexy Gandalf. Like, you technically don't know how strong Gandalf is. Yeah, he gets killed by the giant flaming toast man, but like, you never really know how powerful Gandalf is. They never really establish it. And please do not quote frickin' Game of the Lord at me. I don't care. I'm talking about like the osmosis of Gandalf. What about putting her in situations where the problems can't be solved with her powers? Yeah, but that doesn't really work for me, because the reason I say it doesn't work is because I've tried that. Y'all, this is not a problem to be solved. I solved the problem already. But the thing is like, when I tried doing that, I kept making artificial reasons for her to prove that she couldn't do anything. And it got really annoying because, again, she as a character doesn't really solve problems with her powers per se, because of the way she uses them. It's like, you know, why not just make them everyday person without fight or like, she also lives in a fantasy world, y'all. Like, magic is integral to her character, but she's not very much like point and nuke your planet type of character. She doesn't really show off her magical whatever the fuck, you know? Like, she's a very overpowered character, but she doesn't really show it off, like, ever. Like, it's very like, as I'm writing this story, you literally only see her do something kind of powerful like once. You see her do like one thing and you realize she's powerful, but that's like, let me check, that's like 7 chapters in. 7 chapters in, you realize, oh, she might actually be a strong mage. But it's only because it's in a very specific situation. But she doesn't like do a lot of magical show-offiness, if that makes sense. I mean, my whole channel is about that. I'm not a good writer, but I know what it is. I mean, I know what good writing is too, and I don't say I'm a good writer. I just want something that's fun for me to write, and that's why me trying to depower her did not work, because yeah, kind of like, I guess like free run, yeah, kind of. What actually made the story a lot more fun for me is that she did, someone mentioned it a little bit earlier, God, I keep, hello you, thank you very much for the happy birthday wishes. Anyway, but what I did with her is that she basically this big cutie patootie, ew, but it's more like, because the other thing I want to do with her character is I want her power level to literally stay horizontal the whole time. She does not get stronger. She literally starts as powerful as she is, and she doesn't get any stronger. She straight up doesn't. Power wise, her skill set stays the same when it comes to her magic. You know, one of the characters I made became a renovant avatar of the abyss, literally the concept of darkness itself, at the point of at his fingertips, but struggles with their own mortality and crisis and not knowing if they're even human anymore, blocks most of their abilities. I mean, that's cool. It's useless to depower your character just to make it more subtle, like a dragon in human form, just making them slightly higher when angry. It's small detail, but it worked, not depending on what the character you want to do with the character though. Because the thing is, when I actually thought about what I want to do with Stella's character, like and again, she's my self-insert. I'm like, okay, so what would I fucking do if I had a bunch of powers? I do stupid shit with them. Like, she literally just kind of becomes like a teacher. She literally just like lives in the woods, you know. Max security, not what? Anyway, but what she, and I'm like, because again, remember, I also like world building. So the other thing is, I don't want to just have her exist in a vacuum, and I don't want it to be that the world building centers around her specifically. Like, she basically just, you know, the idea of Semi having godlike power is actually terrible. I do have that. Me, the character, I do have that. This is not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about another character. Like, I do have though. I warp reality all the time. Y'all see me do this. Anyway, but no, in Stella's case, what I basically put is that she just doesn't necessarily use her powers, but she basically kind of has them, like, because the other thing I actually did add to the story, everyone's warping reality, yeah, sure. I'll say their customer care skeleton, I don't know. Semi godlike powers just sent me every day. But what I also did is because I actually thought about some of the things I like writing about, and when it comes to her, you know, because she's like a 10-year-old character. You barely do it, the more you use it, to some random people. Yeah, that's pretty much what I use it for. But the other thing I actually did is I remembered a lot of you guys know I have weird dreams all the time, right? So I actually thought back to one of those streams and how funny it was. I know the magic word to anger Semi. Oh boy, there it goes. I don't like, it doesn't anger me, it just gets on my nerves, but I guess that's what you're aiming for. Which I don't know why you're so proud of that. You're just like, I could be annoying, hee. I'm like, good for you, honey. But the one thing I also did was a concept that I actually relate, because I love isekai stories. I straight up do. So what I decided to do was I took one of the concepts and I kind of stripped it down a little bit. So I made it so remember that one dream where I'm just me, but I'm a teacher and I work at a magic school or some shit, and like an isekai protagonist shows up and he wants me in his harem just because he doesn't have a MILF in it. Well, I decided I'm gonna basically kind of use that in the story because that's funny as shit to me, you know? Where, just imagine an isekai protagonist just like wants to have Stella in his harem. He has a bunch of girls already, a bunch of very powerful girls, but like he says like, I want that one because she's, you know, an adult. And Stella's just like, I am just trying to mind my own business. What do you want? Child? You know? And then I'm like, what? But you know what would be even funnier than one isekai protagonist? Two. So Stella, who's also an isekai protagonist, I decided to keep it at 3, but like, so you have yeah, so you're gonna have Stella, who's kind of, hey dude, yeah, hello, welcome in, how are you? I say 2 because these are 2 antagonists, but yeah, Stella makes it 3. I understand this. When you said that, I thought Semi and the magic isekai school bus. Oh my god, Semi hitting people with their bus and isekai to teach them about the world. Oh, don't ever let me behind the wheel of a bus. But no, what I decided is because again, you have Stella, who's an isekai protagonist, but she's just trying to literally do guild management. That's what she ends up doing, because she's like, you know what, I need a project. This guild is shit. I'm gonna help this guild. I'm gonna make this guild the best in the world. Yeah, that sounds like a good idea. That's literally what she decides to do with her isekai time. Excuse me. But then you have the other 2. So you have, and I decide I'm gonna make these two characters full-on ham sandwiches. All right. You have the guy who basically gets quote unquote summoned by a priestess, and she's just like, "You are our holy savior," you know. And he's just like, you know, like the blonde, blue-eyed, like protagonist kind of character who's just like overpowered for like no reason with the powers of God, you know. So you got him, and then like, so he's on the quote unquote good side. He works for the church, you know. But he's still an isekai protagonist from the real world, so he's kind of a loser. And then you got, because I'm like, no, we are not about to have this shit without a demon lord. So we got ourselves a nice little weeby demon lord, you know, who's just kind of like overpowered as well, because that's how he built his character. He's like, ah, yes, I am the darkness. I am the night. I'm not Batman, because that's copyrighted, but I'm still the night though, you know. Yeah, it's just Umbra. And like, he's just trying to be like the villain. He's just like, I am the ultimate villain, blah, you know. And so like, he's over there being a menace. The fucking night boy is over there being a menace, and Stella is minding her own god daggone business, just being like, yeah, I gotta, why? And she, like, one of my favorite interactions that Stella has is this also lets me use my guild system. So there's a guild master, a guild captain, and a guild vice captain. When she gets into this guild, the guild captain and the guild master are the same person, which is unusual. And she's just like, why is there a prison attached to the, why is there a prison here? And he's like, so, we needed money, and some guy said, hey, I will pay your city money to let me send prisoners here and they can do free labor. And I said yes. And she's like, that is awful. Don't even try, whatever. I'm gonna get away from all caps, boy. I was an accountant or some shit, and now I work for the demon lord in another world. I think I saw that one, but wasn't feeling it. I saw a fantasy anime and I found art cute at the start, and then it turned creepy. I see. Fantasy America, of course. Well, like, and for me, I kind of like the idea of it, because one other issue I kind of had with Stella is I wanted her story that she deals with to be a bit, not necessarily more serious, but I did like the darker themes, but not the everyone's secretly shitty dark themes. I mean, like, dealing with the fact that they literally, like, everybody in the prison is just there for hard labor, but this is even, they're not even hard prisoners. These are the people that were just poor and unlucky. Like, half of them didn't even commit the crime. They were just literally the victims of bad bureaucracy. You know, one guy's even there just because his dad committed embezzlement, and so his entire family got sent to prison. You know, and that's why he's there, because he's the other dude in his family. So his father got executed because he committed the actual crime, but the rest of his family got sent to fucking prison, you know. And he just wants to see his mom and sister again. And she's just like, what kind of I did not realize the law was this bad. You know, all the elves saying it's the hard knock life. Oh god. The thing was, that young boy was a good wizard in necromancy, which is really not really good. Okay. Anyway, but like, because again, like, I didn't want to make it something that's just kind of, this is bad just because bad. I'm like, no, I kind of want to make it that there is a reason for it, but the reason is still not good. You know, like, a lot of people have a tendency to think that if something's in your story, that means you condone it. And I'm like, no, I'm literally making a commentary on the American, like, was it the American prison complex? That, you know, depending on what type of criminal you are, they send you to a different type of prison. They don't send you to the hardcore prison if you did shoplifting or something. You know, they send you to like Beanie Baby prison, where you just have to work at Applebee's. Fun fact, this is based off a guy I knew who worked at Applebee's as prison labor. Anyway, I stole a loaf of bread from the hungry family, from that hungry family. Like, yeah, a lot of them are like just thieves, but they didn't even steal money. They stole like food or some shit, you know? But they're like, well, we got to make a quota, so off to the mines for you. And they're like, oh man. Like, obviously, if they find out that they're super dangerous in prison, they'll send them somewhere else. But Stella discovers that the prison that's attached to the guild is kind of a little weenie prison full of pretty normal dudes who are just being worked to death. You know? Who are just kind of like, I mean, we didn't commit real crimes, so we're not really hard, like, you know, criminals, but like, man, sure is tough. Like, and they're like, we gotta be here. If we try to escape, they'll add to our sentence. And she's just like, you just let this go on? He's like, we needed money. He's like, this is so stupid. He's like, I mean, look around you. This place is literally a shithole. They were gonna get sent somewhere, so might as well be here, right? And she's like, that doesn't make it better. You know? But not because she's like, oh my god, these are good people. She's just like, this shouldn't, you gotta keep these things separate, because also Stella is not a good person. She's like, if they're gonna, she's like, that seems dubious as hell, but what am I gonna do about the whole, she's like, I am not about to try and change goddamn criminal law, you know? But she's like, this is still stupid though. Like, they're not even hardened criminals. They're just kind of regular. I mean, I'm pretty sure there's like at least one murderer in there, but like, you know, should probably do something about that. You know? I mean, pretty much what a lot of people want to do, but sadly always turn badly. Like, and that's the thing, like, we have penitentiary. And that's the thing, I want to explore these things because I do want to, hey Renwin, hello. And again, not to say that such and such is good, but also showing basically like the complexity of the issue, you know? Who's like, who could be the murderer? Krong the Crusher? Babyface Sally? The mischievous Fae? It's a Fae, it's always a Fae. But yeah, but I kind of, and like, so like I was just having kind of like a fun time just basically exploring like the whole thing, the fact that like this place is also being taken advantage of, you know? Like, they're like, imagine like, if for anybody who plays Monster Hunter, anybody who plays Monster Hunter, Walden, which is where this story starts, Walden is basically a fortress city that's right next to all the monster biomes. It's like nestled right in there. Like, it is dangerous, you know? Like, that is where Walden is. And they specialize in hunting monsters, getting rare materials, and mining. That's what they mostly do. But they do not have the manpower for it, so prisoners it is. The difference between white collar and the blue collar prisoners, oh god, it's free real estate. I'm doing okay, I just can't stop coughing, that's it. I tried, but I can't, because I got to take medicine again. Like, medicine did help it a bit, but oof, I need help anyway. So yeah. Actually, I think I'll just draw that later instead of drawing, because I still want to, I actually do want to ink my comic today, so I'll draw that later. Oh, hey, welcome on Lodo. So yeah, but I like the story because again, she also Stella ends up with like these 3 dudes who are like, she calls them her little brothers because they call her big sis, because she rescued them twice from a monster, where she's just kind of like, what are they doing? And they're like, ah! And she's like, okay. No, they are not cat boys. As funny as that would be. They're regular. They're regular boys. They're like, between like, you know, 18 and 20. And she's just kind of like, because she's used to, you know, people who fight monsters knowing what they're doing. So she's just like, okay. That's awkward. So she like scares off the monster and they're like, you know, oh my god, you saved us. And she's just like, oh my god. And like, so she like, you know, heals them up a little bit and tells them, okay, if you're gonna like do this. You need to be a little bit more prepared, okay? So going home. And they're like, okay. And like a couple of days later, she's just minding her own business in the fucking woods. And then she runs into them again. The same monster is after them. And she's just like, okay, stop. You've rescued us one time too many. We're family now. No. And so she ends up just kind of killing the monster, being like, okay, obviously you have a penchant for delicious human blood, so we're gonna have to get rid of you. And she's like, okay, what is with you three anyway? And they're like, oh, we're new to the guild. And she's like, and they give you like a pamphlet or something? And they're like, what? No, they just told us that anything we bring back, we can earn money. And she's like, the sword is made of wood. So she basically pulls like a fucking adoptive mom and just goes to like back to their school, basically goes back to the guild and is like, okay, seriously, what is up with this place? And then she just finds that this entire place is shit. Besides, it takes too much space. And like, so she just goes back to the guild and finds it's this gigantic bricked up city called Walden, because it's a walled in city. Teehee. And she goes to she literally is like, can I meet the guild? I would like to meet the guild master, which they're kind of like, of course, they don't see her as a mage. They're just like, who is this hot lady? Like, that, they don't even register that she's a mage at all. They just see, holy shit, this lady's hot. And like, which she's not paying attention to any of that. She's just like, because she thinks they're taking her seriously, they are not. And like, she gets showed to the guild master / guild captain, who's like drunk off his ass, and he's just like, well, what do we got here? And she's just like, are you the guild master or captain? Both. She's like, okay, so I noticed that your guild isn't really preparing anybody for going into the forest. What's up with that? And he's like, I mean, they signed a waiver. They try to fix up this guild, but they won't stop hitting on me. Oh god. And he's literally like just so drunk, and she's just like, okay, right. Is there anyone else I could talk to? And he's just like, oh, you can talk to my assistant. And so she goes to the vice captain. And the vice captain's like, yeah, that would be me. And she's just like, okay, so what's up with this place? And he's just like, so technically we don't have a guild master. We do, but we don't. He doesn't do anything. He just drinks all day. And yes, everyone is hot. Everybody is hot. No, people can fight me. And he's just like, honestly, I'm just a mage who's just been trying to get everything under control, because I actually came here for research and I got hired as the vice captain, and I've been unable to leave the building ever since, and it's been 3 years. And she's like, okay, well, this explains why these wait, do you not have any other guild members? He's like, alive? She's like, okay, no, we're not doing this. We are not. You're not gonna just have these three now because everyone else is dead. We are not doing this. So she's like, you know what? I'll just help this town. I'll help this guild. I have nothing better to do. Sure, why not? I have the time. I have the resources. I have the mana. Let's go. You know? And it's really funny to me because, like, you have the poor vice captain who's actually a really strong mage, but he never gets to leave his office because his boss never does his paperwork. And this guy has to manage a town, a guild, and a prison all from his desk. Like, he's trying so hard. Like, do. Now, lovely. Anyway, my nostril. Anyway, so But yeah, yes, everybody's hot because I'm drawing this, I'm making this, everybody's hot. So even the guild master is hot once we force him to shave. But so like she's like, okay, this is kind of ridiculous. We have a guild of literally 1, 2, and literally 5 people. This is not a guild. This is sad. So, and the thing is, before Stella got isekai'd, she was like a middle manager. So she's like, I feel your pain. I will help you. You know, he's just like, I wish to see the sun again. So she decides to, number 1, train the young men to not get insta-murdered. Which is funny because she only really, like, her main thing is magic. Combat's not really physical combat's not her thing. So she kind of makes her butler Leo do it. Because Leo's like, I've been attacked by enough people to know what you should do to protect yourself. But like, so Stella's like teaching the one mage guy basic magic. And then she turns around and sees like the 2 martial guys like on the ground as Leo beat them up. And she's like, oh God. Of course she has a butler. What are you talking about? Of course she does. And she's just like, Leo, you can't beat up teenagers. He's like, well. He's like, I thought it was a learning experience. She's like, you're just picking on the children. He's like, can you like do that non-lethally? He's just like, fine. Like, because she's like, obviously no one's gonna teach these kids how to do anything, you know? But yeah, they literally just see her as their big sister because they're like, she takes care of us and she gave us food that one time. So yeah. And she has a butler, of course she does. Because I gotta put, like, okay, like Leo is almost as old as Stella is as a character because he's just Sebastian. So I had to put him somewhere. And he never leaves Stella alone, so yeah. Like, I also tried having the story without Leo in it, and it was kind of awkward because he found a way to pop back in anyway. Because I'm like, they're kind of synonymous with each other. So Leo just belongs to Stella. So he's just like, he will find a way. He's just like, he's literally just like, you know how I am with Daniel? He's just Daniel. So, yeah. Of course I do. Look, this thing is like, this entire story is just filled of the characters I like. All of them, because I like himbos too, but I like a bunch of different characters. I like himbos, I like butlers, I like very diligent glasses wearing characters. Iida from My Hero Academia, not he's so diligent. I like the smarmy guys. Smarmy guys will show up later. I like a lot of different types actually. Let's go ahead and get on to the art window so I can start some inking. And I'll probably, depending on where I stop, I might do some stupid little stuff later. Anyway, let's go. Here. There we go. Burped. Okay. I just really like the elegance of butler characters when they're actually like, you know. Excuse me. What am I looking for? Oh, there it is. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, I've yet to put any I do obviously have a way to put Catboys in this. I just haven't really found an organic way to put them in there yet. Because I haven't fully decided how basically beastkin are treated in this. I'm not entirely sure because I kind of find it like maybe treating them like, because they're also out kind of in the country, it might be a little bit easier than her being in a bigger city, because usually whenever I draw or have Stella anywhere, it's usually the bigger city, but having her start off in Walden is a little bit easier. Speaking of Walden, let me show you what I actually made a map of Walden. I actually made a map of it. Let me see if I can find it. Let me find my map. Let me find my map of Walden. Probably in the map folder. Where is Walden? It's like, where is Waldo, but worse. Is that it? No. That's definitely not. Where did I put Walden at? Wait. Let me look at my folders. You made a whole map for no story with no one allowed to see. Well, no, like, oh, you made a whole map for a story no one's allowed to see. I do that a lot. Like, I make like PowerPoint presentations on stuff you guys aren't allowed to see. That's a completely normal thing to do. Maps. Okay. Seriously, where did I put Walden at? Here it is. Here's Walden. Fun fact, I drew this on my sketchbook. Anyway, so this is Walden. It's kind of big and crowded, you know. I'm going in here. But yeah, this is I have to redo some parts of it. Because basically these were originally houses, but I'm gonna probably change that. But this is what it looked like originally, you know. I might take like half of this and make it into the prison. Okay, but yeah, it's walled in. That's why it's called Walden. I hate the fact that I named it that. Actually, let me go ahead and do some mock-ups right quick. Yeah, Walden's like my favorite named city. Okay, so let's see. So if we if I put the guild building is over here, right? And then let's see. And we're gonna take out. No one's gonna live here. No one's gonna fucking live here. No one's gonna live in fucking Walden. So we're gonna just take all that. Get rid of this. And get rid of all that. What's it called? It's Walden. It's one second. It's oops. It's like WALDEN. Walden. But it's walled in. Yep. See? It's a generic isekai city inside the circle of walls. It is. Anyway. But yeah, that's so this is the Walden. Because they also live like this is literally right outside the woods of death. You know? Let's see. So when I do redo this, I'm gonna make it so that this entire place, like right here, this right here, is the prison. This is the prison. This is the jail. The prison. Jail prison. You know, and then if you keep going, you get to the guild office. It's a nice the yard. The yard. Wait, how am I still looking? It's like, you're so smart. No. If this is Walden, then where's the sister get out of here. Triple corner. Anyway. Not Wallace. Get out of here. Anyway. But yes, but this is gonna be where they keep all that those delicious prisoners. You know, delicious prisoners. And so when they need them, they'll send them out, you know. Like, I'll have to make I'm gonna make a little back exit for them, you know, so people in the city don't see them. So we're gonna make a nice little exit over here. You know, this is the kiosk. This is the guard kiosk. you know, the other guard kiosk, and you have to go in. You come in through here when you go to prison, you know, and so they also go here to go to the wilds or to the mines. The mines. This looks straight out of Attack on Titan. Funny enough, I made this before Attack on Titan was even a fucking series. The guild is either really high value property or really low. It's technically pretty high. It's supposed to be some like little barracks around here too. Little tiny barracks. And nice little, you know, this should actually be a little bit bigger, actually. Originally it was like a little house, but now I'm gonna like make it an entire thing. And then all of this gets like leveled. So we're gonna just make this over here the practice area. This is where they do the fighting. They do the kung fu fighting is over here. So they do it. So the guild house is gonna make it a little bit bigger. You know, we're gonna have the barracks, you know, over here, and then we're gonna have the fighting area over here. And they do the kung fu fighting. So yeah, so they do. So that's what's over here. Yes, it's really far over here. Basically, Stella came in from this direction, but most people come in from this direction. Unless you come from for prison, then you come in this direction. You know. So yeah, so this is Zawalden. I'm gonna have to. Thankfully, I won't have to redo the entire city proper, because dear fucking lord, look at all this shit. Look at all that. And I did this in pencil. I didn't do this digitally, by the way. I did this stupid crap in pencil because I'm stupid. I'm so stupid. God, why did I do that? Jesus, good lord. Different. I gotta save this as the proper type of file. There we go. I literally did all this shit in pencil and marker because I hate myself. Oh my god, oh god. Anyway, so yeah, I'll redo this. But yes, we have the Wildos, and then the city. But yeah, most people tend to travel from out here. And over there we got a little bit of farming, you know. And then there's the Doom. Anyway. Nice. Yeah, of course the thick ass wall. But yeah, the guild hall and everything is technically closer to this side because this side is the part that has the Doom in it. So yeah. Are there any hypnotized ladies who keep insisting that there is no war in Walden? No. Roderick, you're weird, and also calm down. Anyway. But yes, so that is Walden. So this is the city that that Stella has to fix up a little bit, because even though this looks all nice and neat, half of this stuff is slums. Because basically the other problem with Walden, other than it being a big ass prison, is that a good chunk of people kind of hide out here because they kind of can't go anywhere else. Hey there, Monica Lolo. Welcome in. Lady, thank you. Sorry, I just died due to a cheater, which made me angry. Oh, okay. But yeah, so shit. But yes, that is but that is Walden. That is the set, because I'm like, there's actually another city I usually start in, which is called Valis with a V. But honestly, I really should actually just start in Walden, just because it makes things really easy for me. So there's that. Breathing is hard. Oh my god. Good lord. Maybe one day I'll actually draw the characters from this. Maybe I won't. I don't know. I draw the face on this layer. I did not. Okay. Is it thick? There we go. Back to comic nonsense. But yeah, the I don't know. The story so far has actually been pretty fun. Because again, like it, and I also had like some nice, because I'm doing the outline right now, which I do hate doing outlining being 110%, I do hate it, but honestly it does come out better when I do. Like, even if I don't like outlining, it honestly is better to do it than to not do it. So like, oh, it's so hard for me though, because like I think it's not because outlining is bad, but because I'm kind of, I don't know about you guys, but like a lot of art, like a lot of like the popular culture of writing kind of makes it sound like using a outline is dumb, in my opinion. That's just my opinion, obviously. Drawing is easy, also I mean breathing is hard. Stormy, hello. But I think that's why I have such a hard time with outlining, is just because I feel like I shouldn't have to do it, because I haven't done it for so long. Because I mean, I've written like a billion fanfics by this point, but it's still a good thing to do, you know, because like stuff does flow better when I do use an outline. When I actually go through the trouble of making one, it helps me spot problems, and I think that's also like why sometimes I don't like them, is because they kind of point out issues that I have. But honestly, I should see them as friend, not foe, you know? I don't know if anybody else actually like does that shit around here. Do any of you guys actually do any outlining, or do you just go forth by the seat of your pants? I am very curious. I am curioso. That's a word. Here. Nope. Nope. There we go. Anyway. Yes. Anyway. Outline good. I draw without an outline. Hey, the bread, hello. The pants seat every time. Hi, bread, hello. How long has it been? It's been a while. I missed you. How are you? But yeah, I usually tend to when I'm writing just straight up fanfics, I don't really do any type of outlining, like, but when I did for my comic, I kind of had to, and it did help me a lot. And then also scripting helped me a lot. I've never actually done those steps before, but honestly they made things so much better. Like, knowing how this comic is gonna end is actually really nice. Anyway. Never used outline before? No, that's pretty good, I think. I can't even draw a face. You can one day. I believe in you. Doesn't matter what I'm doing. I'm gonna grab a seat, grab some pants, and go! Grab them pants. Yes. Anyway. Also, reflecting on what you told me last time about drawing and all, and me having artistic thing is not a good idea. I suppose, like, I honestly do feel like if you want to draw, just learn to draw. It, like, I know it's simple when I say that, but like, if you give yourself enough time, you will make progress, and it will be cool, and it'll be great, and then it will be everyone's problem instead of just mine. Isn't that great? There you go. Hey, it's been a minute, kept missing streams. I get that. Also, thank you very much for the lurk. I greatly appreciate it. Put another VTuber in a jar of piss out of spite. Oh, okay. Awesome. Good for you. Weirdo. Here. And got paid? Oh, of course. Ah, yes. My son has discovered evil. Oh no. Someone get me out of here. Anyway. I don't know. I like, for me, I just like want to be able to make more stuff that I kind of wish already existed. You know? Like, I know everybody has their different reasons for drawing. Whatever works for you. If there's something you want to draw, you will learn how to draw it. You know? I believe in thee. I believe. You know? Oh, you channel some. Oh, okay. I have no. Good for you, honey. Good for you. Calm down, though. Let's see. You shouldn't tell me to. You shouldn't believe me. Well, it's too late now. I can't take my belief back, hun. Yeah. There we go. Nah, it's too late now. Especially if you've already done the deed. It's called disowning. Are you just trying to get yourself unadopted? Is that what you're trying to do, son? You're trying to figure out how to get yourself unadopted? Like, please disown me, mother. I cannot take it any longer. I cannot take this adoption any longer, ma'am. IDK. Well, no. Whether you like it or not, you are still my weird child. And you can never escape your hilarious fate. I like how vaguely disgusted I look here. I'm just like, what the fuck is this shit? Like, who art thou? And my ear just popped. Oh no. Mother, why haven't you forsaken me yet? Please, mother, forsaken me. All the kids are doing it. Like, how am I still the last? Why am I like the last one on the block that hasn't been disowned? Like, Jerry's been disowned 3 times already. Where's mine? I'm like, Sonny, and like, honey, we have disownment at home. No, we don't. Sounds terrible. Oh god, my eyes are starting to sting. Of course they are. Nope. Anyway, I'm the weird child that you call when you need a door being opened and then you don't even have a key for cookies. Okay. Oh. Okay. But I actually, like, despite the hilarious, was it depression? I don't know. I don't know if it was actually depression or not. But despite my the crashing out yesterday, I've been surprisingly creative the last couple of days, which I'm actually really happy about. I'm actually really happy about that. I also got to, just because of the loveliness of... I think like the other day I was actually just having a hard time in general, you know? Sometimes it'd be like that. Yeah. Oops. There we go. I could just stop coughing for like 5 minutes. That'd be great. Anyway. Well, man, what is that outfit? Umbra, you've seen this outfit before. What are you talking about? Hey Linux, hello. Welcome in. How are you today? Here. That. Wait, I have, yeah, I've, like, you've seen me work on my comic before, right? If you've seen me work on my comic before, you've seen this outfit. As the liquid tries to escape the glass. Watch me hold this hilariously tiny glass. Like that. Oh, god damn it. Me and curves, I swear to god. Don't forget to save. Gonna be on shift. It's been a hot minute. Oh lord. How are you doing? I'm doing pretty good. We love undersized drinkware. Oh my god. Look, we have the post-it note. He lives. Look at him being a little bean. He's trying his best. Like, he really is. He's trying so hard to be a good boy. But he's not. He's being a weird little weirdo right here. He's like, oh my god, what is that? He's being, like, hilariously rude right here. Is that your chocolate sachet? Come on, man, come out of the cellar. It's creepy and windy and there's spiders everywhere. Eat the spiders, honey. If I do, we're gonna steal with them. Wait, what about a boy failure? Let's see here. Go. Ah, yes, inking my mortal nemesis. We meet again. God, I hate inking so much. Anyway. Remember, when if you want Sammy to adopt you, be a boy failure. I adopt a non-boy failures. I can't remember any right now, but I'm pretty sure I have at least 3. Pretty sure I have at least 3 non-boy failures. Possibly. Okay. He looks so happy. Even though we don't know how he even got here. Okay. I'm not a boy failure, but boy fail. Yeah, you're a contractor show. Yeah. There's at least 3 men in the family that are total crash outs somewhere. Freelance. Yeah. I think it's like a requirement or something to just be like some type of hilarious dude that just has a time where he just completely falls apart. I think it's like a requirement somewhere. I heard an oh no. Who knows what could be happening? Ah, my hands. Damn it. Why are hands so difficult? Like, why? Let's see here. And I think I can get this. Close enough. Anyway. But no, honestly, I do like, even though it's like, I know this comic is probably gonna feel super slow at the start, you know, because of how it like goes, but honestly, it kind of like after me rewriting it like 20 times, you know, like I've rewrote this thing a lot. Like a lot, man. Comics are hard, like especially if you have to like, if you're doing like any type of outlining, because I tried like not using an outline. It was a bad idea, so here we are. It's the only time I have that allow me to not go crazy in my stream time. Wait, what are you talking about? Let's see here. He is practically shaking with joy. He is on another level of vibration. You can just tell this is like my favorite panel right here. You can just tell. Wait, do I want eyelashes? Would it be funnier with or without eyelashes? Let me check. Oh my god, it is funnier with eyelashes. Oh my god. Oh my god. It's beautiful. I'm dying. This is great. Anyway. Yeah, they're just kind of like, look at this little guy. Look at this little guy. And he's just like, the fuck? I mean, well, he did have glasses. His eyes poked out so hard they fell off. Ah, yes, the finest art. Not this. This. Oh, man. Whew. Trying to figure out what I'm gonna do tomorrow. I think tomorrow I'm gonna probably do a little bit more. Like, I mean, there's so much stuff I gotta do, man. So much stuff I gotta do, but it'll be fine. It'll be fine. We shall be okay, because we are the champions, my friends. And I don't remember the rest of the song. We are the champions, my friend. Something. The end? I don't know. He's gonna look a little cartoony. It's gonna be fine. Hey, hello, welcome in, welcome in. Hello there, Raiders. Thank you very much for joining me today. My name is Semi Enigma. I'm an Elder Dragon Mom Boss. Thank you so much for joining me today. What were you up to? I was ranting about Isekai again. What were you doing? Are you guys having a tornado? Oh no. Ah, my eyes. Anyway. Are you guys having a tornado? I hope not. Tornadoes are bad. Tornadoes. Oh god. Tornadoes. Tomatoes made of tomato. Tornadoes. There we go. I'm not gonna stop talking about Isekai, by the way. I will continue to talk about Isekai until the cows come home. But there are no cows, therefore they will never come home. Ever. There we go. Anyway. What did I talk about? Oh yeah. But yeah, the I do like me some overpowered characters. I was like reading we continue to raid people. I say. But no, I really like but that's the thing. I do like Isekais a lot. I was actually reading Ascendance of a Bookworm today. I'm on volume part 2, volume 1. Damn. Yeah, part 2, volume 1. That's where I am in Ascendance of a Bookworm. Yeah, and I actually have actually bought the light novel, so I was reading that on my Kindle like an old woman, and it was actually pretty interesting kind of reading it versus listening it. Excuse me, because up until this point I was actually just listening to Ascendance of a Bookworm on Audible, hashtag not sponsored, and I liked the person's reading voices. They were very funny. So unfortunately, well, not unfortunately, but now the reading, whenever I read, the voices are actually just the voices that that person used instead of whatever my head would have come up with, which is not a bad thing. Goddamn, bad thing. I can't talk anymore. I'm lungs. Like I can't talk anymore. This might also be a shorter stream. After I'm done inking, I'll probably end after that, simply because talking is hard when I keep coughing. You know what I mean? Yeah. Anyway, but that's kind of all I did today. Mostly was work on my the Isekai nonsense, which I don't know what I will be making the title of that thing. Because my working title for, or the title I've been using up until now, was literally called Isekai no Stella, which is just roughly translates to in another world with Stella, because I am super original. Shut up. But I'm probably not gonna call it that. I should probably call it something a little more unique, but I do not know what else to call it, because I don't know if I want to do the whole I'm gonna write a sentence thing. You know, I don't know if I want to actually do the sentence of, you know, like, I don't know. He's like, I got bored after I got Isekai, so I'm gonna fix a guild. Like, that sounds like a terrible terrible title. You know, there's probably a bunch of terrible titles I could come up with. You see, there was one that I know would make Semi extremely mad at me, because there's someone making a magic gun, and I know that Semi already wanted several times about it. What? Sentence that describes the whole show. I was minding my own business, and now these two Isekai protagonists are trying to date me? Question mark? Or please leave me alone, please leave me alone, random protagonist. I'm busy. Or something like that. Roughly how like she feels about it. It's just like, dear random Isekai protagonist, I have better things to do. Leave me alone. Or no, I will not join your harem. I am busy. I don't know. That last one kind of sounds kind of funny though. It's like, no, I will not join your harem. I have better things to do. I'm pretty sure. Actually, no. That sounds like that's already an anime. That sounds like it's already an Isekai story. Like, that sounds like it's already a story, so maybe not. Please leave me alone, or random protagonist. I'm not interested in your car extended warranty. Oh boy. Because I already have, I technically already have a original story called, Please Leave Me Alone, Protagonist Kun. But I can't ever publish that one because it's too terrible. It's too bad. But it's very funny. It's so fucking funny, but I can't publish that one ever. I can't even hint about it. Or rather, I can't tell you what it's about because it's too much, but it's so fucking funny to me. I read that thing like once a month. That thing kills me. I was like, I'm gonna look a little weird because I have to deal with my eyeball. Why is my eye trying to betray me yet again? I should fix it. Anyway. But like, God, that thing is so funny whenever I think about it. This show is 25 minutes and 5 minutes of ads. So this isekai story is about a mage that fixes a guild full of losers, but they all try to hit on her. Crazy, right? Oh god. If that was like its story, I'd fucking cry. And now I still have to do more about this eyeball because it's apparently still being terrible. And I lost my eye drops. I straight up lost my eye drops, so I don't know where they are. They would be so helpful right now. Oh my god. I hate when anything happens to my eyes. Tell me, what are you looking at that has your eyes popping out? Don't worry about it. Oh, come on, get back in there. Jeez. Anyway. No, they still hurt. Jeez. What is what today? One second. I have to do the BRB screen if I can't deal with this. Because this is... Oh, don't you dare. Don't you dare. Okay. Because this is... Can't even see. We got 2 of these. Okay, let me try this again. Eyes have been usually pretty good up until now. I'm not sure what happened with them. Are we good? Okay. Good lord. Anyway. I was pushing him back into place. Anyway. Do I still have it? Yes. But yeah, but I probably just like, when it comes to this, because this is a web novel I'm working on, it's not going to be very good. It shall be complete crap, but I do not care. So, I just want to make sure that it is fun for me. Let's see here. Oh, I should go back up here. What would I even call this thing? Let's see. I'm one of 3 isekai protagonists, but I want nothing to do with the story. My ears. Also, my ears been popping all day, so that's been happening, of course. I can't, like, I gotta design the other 2. I gotta design the other 2 because, like, I gotta look up references for isekai protagonists. Like, obviously the Demon Lord boy has like the black hair, of course. Oh, there's not the anime I think about. Oh, anyway, I have to figure out like which I mean, most protagonists literally there's only 3 colors to choose from, maybe a 4th one if you want to be edgy, but for the most part they all tend to have very very exacting they tend to look very, very similar, so so it's just kind of figuring out which one I want to deal with, you know. Semi, when she saw my birthday poem the first time, just like, oh. I'm just like, what the fuck? I'm dying. Someone help. But yeah, I have to figure out, like, I mean, obviously, like, you know, isekai protagonists can have any hair color, but usually it's black, but sometimes you'll have the other colors. Yeah, but usually it's black because, you know, they be Japanese or whatever. So let's see that. Anyway. Roderick, no, calm down. Anyway. But but kind of figuring out, like, you know, which tropes usually, especially because like usually like a lot of people don't tend to have the brown, not the brown, but like the blonde protagonist these days. Most people tend to just have them have black or brown hair, but usually black. Let's see here. So I have to figure out kind of, because there's gonna be two of them, but I have to make sure they're properly color coded as well, because they are, you know, they are rivals to one another. Not to me, because I am minding my own business. Well, I mean, the black hair does work pretty well, depending. I just don't know if I want the one who's supposed to be like, you know, the demon lord, if I want him to have the black hair, or if I want him to have white hair. That's the thing, you know, because there's gonna be a white-haired character in this, other than Stella, obviously, but there's gonna be a white-haired character in here somewhere, but I don't know if I want it to be Demon Lord Kun or somebody else, you know, like, that's the thing. I'm not sure which one I want to go with that. I mean, what do you guys think? Do you think Demon Lord Kun should have black hair, or should he have white hair? Should he be the specialist of special boys? Or should he just have, like, you know, white hair because he's like edgy as hell, like, you know. I'm totally not making this character a version of you guys to make fun of. That would be a mean thing to do. And I would never do that. I would never make fun of you. Ever. Because that is mean. That's a mean thing to do. I mean, white hair and black hair can be very cool, but for Demon Lord, why not go with blonde? Well, because, like, the hero is blonde. The hero Kun is blonde. It means semi. What? Okay, but counterpoint, what if we deserve it? I mean, normally you do, you know, all the time. Actually, I'm gonna, no, you're fine. Like, if I put a poll up right now, I kind of wonder what I would get. Because, like, I already know what Hero Kun's gonna look like, because he has to be coded properly. He has to be, like, he has to look like that. But should he have white hair? Should Hero Kun have white hair? He's gonna have, like, silver armor. Not green. Honey, no, we don't do that here. Should I do a poll? Should I do a poll? Let me see. Let me find my poll here. No one's gonna actually do it, but whatever. I'm just curious. This may or may not influence the way of the story, but we'll see. Protagonist hair. Let's see. So hero blonde, hero white. Let's see, Demon Lord white, Demon Lord black, and I don't know, Demon Lord red? Sure, I'll throw that in there. Okay. We'll give it to maximum of 10 minutes and let this bake and see what happens. I'm pretty sure no one's actually gonna participate in this thing, but sure, why not? So, let me know, what do you guys think makes the most sense? I just realized that, like, I should have not put Hero Kun on there. But you know what, it's fine. We'll see. I will take a look. You know. Because I think you can, well, I made it, I think I let it that you can actually choose more than one. So yeah. Because I was gonna make someone else have red hair, but honestly, if it makes sense for like quote unquote like villain couldn't have red hair, I'll do it. I'll find a way. It's a little unusual for a character that's also supposed to be considered one of the antagonists, because usually rivals tend to end up with red hair, but who knows? We'll figure it out. May give white hair to the guy with the most stress. Well, that's the thing, like and I'm also incorporating like female isekais into this too, so that's also where the blonde comes from. A lot of times the blonde character will tend to show up a lot of times in female isekai, so we shall see. Because I don't watch, obviously. I mean, I watch like some guy isekai. I haven't seen Solo Leveling because it just seemed a little weird to me, but it's popular. It's popular. You know, I may check it out one of these days. I've seen Overlord, but there is no hair color in Overlord because he's a skeleton. He's a fucking skeleton. I guess that means white. I guess like Momonga would have white hair if he was a human. I know he has a human disguise, but I don't think you ever see what it looks like. I think. I could be wrong though. He's bald. No, he has hair. I see it in my dreams. It is in the promised land. That's where his hair is. His hair is in the promised land somewhere. Oh no, his glasses came flying off. He's like, "Ba-doo." He's like, I'm just gonna Photoshop some hair onto Ainz. His name is Ainz. I keep forgetting. I keep calling him the wrong name. I'm like, his name is not Momonga anymore. It's Ainz. She mashed her Ainz Al Gurgler. Ainz Al Gurglak. I have nothing against Overlord. It's a little edgy for my taste, but it's also really funny when they get down to it sometimes. Just a bunch of hair flowing stuff. Like, look, it's the Overlord's hair. I knew it existed. You all thought I was crazy, but I know his hair exists. I've seen it with my own eyes. I'm a terrible person. But I also do like that time I got reincarnated as a slime. I actually really like that one. Like, I like that one a lot. Even though it gets a little BS-ery recently, but for the most part I like it. I've never seen Mushinko Tensei. I've never actually seen that. I've heard it's good, but I also heard that there's some, you know, some terrible shit in there. But I heard it has a good magic system, I guess. Hero with a pompadour. Oh my god. Triple, I'm gonna send you to the corner forever. Like, just to the corner forever. You are forever banished to the Shadow Realm. Just forever. Oh. I have to put this back in. There we go. Oops. Anyway. Yeah, because I also like is the reason I'm kind of stuck on the color schemes for these is I want them to instantly read as what they are. The only issue with trying to use unique or special colors is that people might not understand who these characters are supposed to be. An afro that holds a sword and does a weapon. All of y'all go to the corner. Oh my god. Anyway, but that's the other reason I kind of want to make sure that the hair makes sense. Is if you read enough of these things, they actually do, like, because if you just oh, did I freeze? Shit, I froze. No, oh no. How long have I been, y'all? How long have I been frozen? Y'all are supposed to be paying attention to this stuff. I can't believe you're not even looking at my stream. I can't believe this. Believe it. You're not even looking. You just, you know, just now. Oh, well, shit. Never mind. Okay. Well, let me close this. 1 second. I'm here. But I'm here. But I'm gonna disappear for a second, okay? Just a second. Oh, because I clicked on too many things. Ooh. I'm like halfway done inking, I think. Oh, it reset. Here, and then here. There we go. That should do it. There. A hero that's bold is but has mutton chops. Oh my god. You guys are adorable. Anyway. I did. Anyway. But no, like, but that's the thing, like, whenever, like, because if you're ever gonna make, because this is not so much a parody, it's like, it's not a parody, it's no, not a satire, because I don't necessarily want to make people feel dumb for liking these characters, you know. Hi Vivid, hello. All right, we're back at another doodling stream. Yes. Oh, I'm drawing my comic today. There we go. But that's the thing, like, you know, when because I think it also might just be like a lot of times a lot of people don't really pay attention to what overlord characters or what hero characters tend to be looking at, because they think about, well, the hero character is the main character of the story, and I'm like, not always. Like, from what I've researched and what I've looked at, a lot of times the quote-unquote hero coded character is literally somebody else. You know, with very, very few exceptions. There we go. Like I just actually found out that in that time I got reincarnated as a slime, the actual straight up heroic character is someone else entirely. It's like this little random blonde kid, you know, who is pretty, I think it's because he's pretty recent. But like, yeah, so when I have these characters, because again, they're literally just characters that like to bother Stella because they're two weebs. They're kind of not necessarily like a bad commentary, but they're kind of seeing like what characters like that would do in the world that I've made, you know? Oh, don't forget a little mole. Anyway, you know, but that's kind of more what I'm looking at, you know, because like obviously there's some exceptions to that. So you got yourself your oh, what's that, you know, I know it. I just, oh fuck, I hate when this happens. That's Roger when you start talking about wild stuff. Oh god. The Konosuba. You have your Konosubas who are obviously a little bit more on the unusual side. That's why a lot of the color schemes in Konosuba are not standard. But even in that, the quote-unquote hero type in that is darkness. She is technically one of the heroic types, and there's also another heroic type that has gold armor. But because gold is kind of coded as heroic, that's why like either giving them golden hair, blonde hair, golden armor, stuff like that, or a golden sword tends to help solidify what the character actually stands for. So when you subvert it, it's a lot more funny. Which in this case, there's gonna not necessarily be any subversions, but because I don't really want to make people think that these characters are dumb. If that makes sense. I don't really want people to think that these characters are bad. Oh, let me take a look and see what we got. What we got here. So dirty. Oh god. So okay, so the hero is blonde and the demon lord's gonna have red hair? Really? red hair? Okay. I wasn't actually planning on giving him red hair, but you know what? We'll try. We'll see if that works. Yeah, we'll see if giving this boy some red hair is gonna make him interesting. He's gonna be showy as fuck now. God dang it. Let me put that in my notes. Because I can't make red-haired characters chill. Look at Ginger. Anyway. 1 and Lord boy has red hair. Oh boy. And black horns. Here we go. That'll be a challenge, but you know what? Let's go. Hey, Jack. Hello, Just Galaxy. Hello. Welcome in. How are you? Overlord, I think the heroic character isn't part of the main cast. Well, he's not, but that's the thing. The heroic character doesn't always have to be a part of the main cast in a isekai story. Sometimes they are either a side character or a minor or even a minor character. But that's the thing. You still have to kind of pay attention to how that character is coded. It doesn't matter if they're even like that heroic, but if the story paints them as this is what the heroic character would be in this world, even if they are not actually that heroic at all. There we go. It's just a lot of people don't pay attention to what that character is or where they are. Flame as the red as the flames of the demon rail. Need to spend my points somehow. I see. Doing it good. I think an overload the heroic character is the antagonist, which they probably are. Oh god, that felt weird. There we go. But yeah, like, and that's kind of more what I'm aiming for. A lot of times the at least in anime, because they tend to have this kind of hyper European look, or accidentally hyper German, but a lot of times they'll be when someone is just the hero, they tend to look a certain way. Of course there are exceptions, like in Freerun, the heroic character has blue hair, you know, or red hair. So there are exceptions to that trope, like, and that's more what I'm talking about. I'm talking more about tropes, where depending on the series, it'll be a completely different look for the character. But I'm looking for more stereotypical looks, honestly. Hyper German. Here we go. Okay, so now I gotta delete all that. Because I also want to have a little bit of a shortcut, because I don't want someone like tuning or like reading my story and like when they see a character be confused as to who they are or what they're trying to represent, you know. Hoping one day I can describe someone that's hyper European looking. There we go. But like and that's the thing, like for example, if you know, like obviously red-haired demon lord mohawk, oh god. But yeah, I kind of like, and it's one of those things, because of the type of story I want to tell, I don't want there to be any confusion. Like for example, if I had that the demon lord was a tiny little Kirby looking motherfucker, yeah, you could say that's the demon lord if you see the caption for it. But and maybe some of you are scared of Kirby, but for the most part, would that actually ring as demon lord to you if someone didn't tell you that's what that was? Could you look at Kirby and say, yeah, that's definitely the demon lord of this world, you know? Like, or like, you know, if you like see Sephiroth, would you be like, yep, that is definitely the father of Hello Kitty? Like, yeah, somehow Sephiroth made Hello Kitty. Like, yes, it could happen, but if you just look at it without any context, you would not be able to figure out what the fuck is going on. You know? Let's see. And that's kind of the power of like character design. Like, hell, technically my character design is not, you know. Oh. Hey Raven, we're talking about tropes. Anyway. And there we go. Hello. How's my favorite flashlight? But that's like kind of the thing where, you know, coding is important. What do you need to hello? No, anyway. I mean, Sephiroth can do whatever Sephiroth wants, except Defeat Cloud. But that's the thing, like, if I just suddenly, like, you know, drew characters for something and I'm trying to kind of make a point about what they are, if I don't even, like, show what they are, it kind of gets lost in the weeds, you know? Because I see this little weirdo show up. He just this little guy. Oops. Like, this little guy showed up and I'm just like, who the hip do you? Who is this? How would you find me? You know? Yes. I think, like, stuff like that's kind of important, especially if you are doing any type of story that relies on you kind of knowing what some tropes are. You know, the reason that Saitama from One Punch Man is interesting and it's a good subversion is because he doesn't have hair. So you don't know what to expect from his character. He wears a cape, so that kind of helps you figure out what the hell he is, but, you know, he's also very subversive in his design, which is the point. I don't want these guys to be subversive. I want them to look exactly what you think of when you think of these characters. Doing well. How is your favorite nickname pending Eldritch Dragon doing? I don't know. I also do not have hair. I see. Because Daedric is the best. He's the best Baldy. Anyway. Like, it's kind of like, for example, if you think of like I want all of you to tell me when I say dark sorceress, what is the first thing that pops into your mind? No trying to be cheeky over there. What do you think of when you think of dark sorceress? Tell me. Go ahead. Come on. Don't be cowards. Tell me. I am curioso. I remember hearing Saitama was designed as if he was a low focus background character. I mean, yeah, he is. You know, but if you, like, you know, say, like, you know, purple, what else? Long black robes, Big hat with clothing and resting bitch face. Anything else? Oh, damn, I lost it. Cat ears, stop being cheeky over there, Umbra. I mean, seriously. Let's see here. Unless you literally only know of them from, like, what was it, Soul Eater, and that's it. Let's see here. There we go. Oh, that looks weird. I don't like that. There we go. Damn you, clock my Mainly because Claire is the only time that association makes sense. But for the most part, she's not even a sorceress, she is a witch. Anyway. But as you can see, for the most part, when someone says dark sorceress, they don't think of pink tutus now, do they? You know? Yes, it would be subversive for a pink tutu wearing lady, you know, with pink hair and bubblegum all over the place to be a dark sorceress, but, you know, Madoka is also witches. Those are not sorceresses. And they're also magical girls, but those are not sorceresses, though. But that's the thing. That's what base association does. When someone says blank, you think of blank. Yes, other versions of it exist and other versions can work. However, those things have meanings for a reason. And if you deviate from that, that's where you end up getting people not understanding what things are. For example, for me, if my tail wasn't here, people would probably still think I'm a minotaur of some sort because of the way my horns are. Because, you know, I fully acknowledge that I don't really look like a dragon half the time. Like, my coloring helps, but no one's really going to get the Eldritch part unless I do something, you know? And so when it comes to, especially background characters, like, you know, for example, yeah, I got horns and nothing else. And so when it comes to background characters, especially, this is kind of important. It's actually more important for background characters to have this type of language more than your protagonist characters, because with your background characters, they're kind of designed to be very much like the most basic information given possible. They're not really designed to do anything else, you know? And so as a result, if you have like, you know, an antagonist or any character that isn't your main character having any type of issues. That's kind of why even if you have an entire series full of people with colorful hair, people in the background tend to have very muted hair, so they don't stick out. Also, thank you very much for the care combo. I stretch. I don't know what my posture's doing, and I drink water. Oh, thank you. I am shaving. Anyway. But yeah, but if you have any characters that are not your main character, you kind of have to be not necessarily careful, but kind of a little bit more mindful of basically like what qualities that you give them, you know, because otherwise then you end up with situations where people don't know what a character is, you know, or they'll think someone's a main character when they're not, you know. There we go. You know, so if I were to have, like, for example, if I were to give either of the main like the hero character or the demon lord character green hair, for example, like I'd have to kind of have a pretty good reason to do that, unless the reason is just I just want to look different. But your average person won't necessarily recognize that that's what they are because of the association, so you do have to work a bit harder to have that make sense, you know, unless that was your goal. Yeah, like for example, the way I purposely misleading the, yeah, but and a lot of people kind of do that not necessarily because they have a plan, but because they just want to be different, you know. Like that's how you end up with like, oh, the blonde girl character is evil because blondes are associated with good, you know, and then ooh, they're so evil, but and now we have this hilarious association that black characters with blonde hair are technically bad now. You know, we do that. There we go. And again, it's not necessarily a bad thing, it just depends on what you're doing. Like, so for me, you know, so because I don't want people trying to figure out who is who when I introduce them. I don't want people trying to figure out, okay, which of you is the hero and which of you is the demon lord, you know. I don't feel like people debating which one is which by making all of their symbolism muddy, you know. Like, I'm not gonna give gold armor to the demon lord guy, you know. I'm not gonna give the hero like gigantic black horns, you know. People do still have the dumb blonde association. They do actually, yeah. Like we have evil blondes, but a lot of people also will kind of, if you are not explicitly told a lot of times in the story that a blonde is evil, a lot of people will just kind of assume that the blonde is good, you know, because gold, the sun, and positive notations, because even, and the problem is it's been subverted so much that's like 50-50 that a blonde character is gonna be evil now. It's like a 50-50 chance. It's like, you know, if the character has black hair, they are almost always going to just be good because Japan and Korea, you know. If the character has black hair, they will more than likely be the actual hero or someone who's innocent. White hair is associated with knowledge and a lot of time or edginess, and people can fight me on that. Because a lot of times if I see somebody who has like white hair, including myself, I usually think of edginess. You know, unless it's like, I don't know, cough, give me a, oh my god, I forgot, Lurico, you're edgy, no. My favorite flashlight, he's the edge. I love when it comes to tropes end up being subverted so often that it's so hard to play it straight, but it ends up being refreshing and new. Like, because the other thing I do want to actually do is kind of, because like I don't want to, again, I don't want to make fun of the isekai protagonist guys. I don't want people to think that they're stupid, you know, which is very easy to do. It's very easy to just be like, oh, hee, look at these two, they're stupid as hell, you know. I don't want to do that, mainly because a lot of stuff will end up getting lost otherwise, you know. A lot of stuff gets will get lost, and then people just like think I just don't like these type of characters, and that's not even the case, you know. There we go. Like, I want there to be like some heart to these characters. That's why I'm not gonna make either one of them, creepy. Like, it's more like, they're both just two normal people who also got stuck here, like, that's what I'd rather do. I don't want there to be like, because we already know, like, having a isekai protagonist that seems to not understand what consent means, I don't want to deal with that. I don't feel like that's annoying to me. Like, or rather, it's annoying to have the protagonist behave that way. I don't mind like side characters being like that, or other antagonists being like that, but I do not want my heroic characters behaving that way. That annoys the fuck out of me. I do not want to have no freaking what's the word I'm looking for? Anti-hero. I don't want no anti-hero characters. I don't want any of that. I don't want any I'm just trying to find a way to have my cake and eat it too, but I was secretly a terrible person narratives. I don't want any of that. And again, that's just how I see it. Like, obviously it's not always like that, but I just do not feel like dealing with that, man, especially if I have other stuff I want to do, because like plot wise I would like so much to explore more, but I don't want to have to deal with heroes that act like that. Like, it's one thing if they just don't care, and again, like, depending on the author, you can have some really interesting dialogue with characters like that, but that's not the point. I kind of want them to both just be two little goofballs that are just a little too much into their own hype, like the fact that I like the fact that they literally just don't see Stella as a person, because they see her as a collectible because they have harems. That to me is funny, and her having to just be like, y'all need to calm down. Like, that is fun to me. Not you two are terrible people and should go to therapy or whatever. It's just like, okay, first of all, I understand due to the media that you consume, you do not see me as an individual. However, I am very much a person, and you guys are gonna have to cut that shit out. I'll never understand how isekai protagonists almost always seem to be totally okay with slavery and owning a slave when they grew up in a modern society where stuff is completely illegal and frowned upon. Honestly, I think it's also, hey there, Kitty Queen, hello, welcome in. I think it's because how do I put this? I think it's because they're attracted more to the power dynamic that slavery provides, not that, and they don't really think about the extended problems with slavery. Again, I'm not saying you can't engage with slavery in your narrative, but a lot of times they tend to lean more towards BDSM slavery instead of this is literally terrible slavery. The vibe of these two feels like the type of minor antagonist that once per episode get thrown into a dumpster as a minor annoyance. Kind of, like, because this is literally, I wish I saw more stories like this, the one I'm making, because this is how I make everything. Because this is more of a, first of all, I would like to see a story about an adult woman that's not about her basically getting married and having to be someone's mom. I like the idea of Stella just kind of stumbling upon shit and just kind of being like, okay, I can't let this dumbery go on, I need to help, The argument is they just conform to the new world, not that it's okay, but that is the argument, which I understand. Yeah, a lot of times they are conforming to the new world, but they also are enjoying the status quo. They rarely ever have any qualms about it, or if they do, it's very superficial, My TikTok was erased side of making totally new account, so now I'm sad now and I have to go by a different name. Lost all my data. Good for you. Are you telling me this? Wait, you're not a weird little bot, are you? Oh boy. Anyway, but that's the thing, like, and I understand that, like, a lot of times it's very much like, like, trust and believe. As a descendant of enslaved peoples, I know there is different types of the slavery, You're just sad about it? No, I get you. Losing stuff is always really tough. So I understand that, and that's why, but the thing is, they never really engage them. They always just kind of be like, man, I have slaves. That it might make me uncomfortable, but it also kind of doesn't. This is great. And I'm just like, and the girls are like, you know what, slavery is also awesome because my master in particular doesn't hit me every day. Woohoo! And I'm like, no, rights are good. But again, this is the ones who just kind of like to throw it in there because they like the BDSM slavery and they don't really think of it as real slavery. And then there's the psychopaths who do like the real slavery and just don't want women to have rights. Both of those exist, you know, like, but I'm just like, you could do so much if you're going to decide that you're going to put slavery in your series. I'm not saying you can't do that, but you know, but the problem tends to be, well, slavery is good actually, instead of just kind of engaging with, well, what does this mean? You know, like, how is it actually for them to not have true freedom? You know, instead of the, I don't know, the protagonist being like, I mean, I'm not gonna free you or anything, but I'll be a good master. Yeah. And I'm like, that's not good. That's not good. You being a quote unquote good master is not a good thing. You know, but they never actually tackle the questions of, well, okay, so if you free the person and they have nowhere to go, is that responsible? You know, like stuff like that. I'm not saying to answer that question, please don't. But like, you know, that would be kind of cool. But instead they're just like, owning slaves, especially women, is sure great, teehee, but don't worry, I don't have guy slaves because that's gay. And I'm like, of course. Slavery is only fine if it's your girlfriend. I'm just like, god dang it. That's the part that always makes me like literally not be able to take it seriously, even if they're trying to say something, is because they'll always be like, slavery is fine as long as it's my girlfriend's. And the girls will be like, well, it can't get any worse than this, so this is great. I'm like, no, of course. You know, you can't ever, the girls are never like friends or anything. I'm just like, oh god. And so like for me, I'm just like, I kind of want to see a story where someone like just engages with all that, you know, like, you know, Stella's literally gonna have to run into these two dudes who have their own little harems of probably teenage girls, and she's just gonna be like, are these girls okay? Are they all right? You know? And her just kind of literally being the mom counselor to these younger women, instead of her, like, even when one of them calls her a hag, she's just like, okay, honey, I don't care. Like, you know? And have her just be more concerned. I'm like, she's like, okay, so let me get this straight. You little weirdos want to add me, a responsible adult with responsibilities and obligations, to your weird little harem of teenage children because I have the biggest boobs. I mean, when you put it like that, it sounds kind of bad. It is bad. That is bad. You can't just point at someone hot and just be like, get in my car. That's a crime. You know, and them just being like, oh, now I feel bad. She's like, as you should. Go. I'm gonna hope that these girls are here free of their own will. Go take care of your current girlfriends. You know? But them being like, but just imagine that they both have like this completionist mindset, so they're just trying to act like she's a collector in a game, you know? And she's just like, I am literally working. You know? Like, I think that's actually kind of interesting that she just have to deal with these two dudes not treating her as a person, but she's also strong enough to basically kick them out of her house. You know? Like, I think that's also just kind of interesting of her, like, you know, because usually most characters like her don't get to grapple with anything like that. It's always just like either they're hilariously violent or they just ignore everything and never really do anything about it, you know? Otherwise, it's probably because the author cannot make the main character start a real friendship or romance with a female character, so they use slavery as a shortcut. Yes, there's a new sizzling hot isekai title. I don't know how to make friends, so I enslaved all the girls I know. That sounds like I can't make friends, so I literally enslaved all the girls that I know. That's awful. Oh my god. I'm surprised someone hasn't made that yet, actually. Here. What's worse is that's oh no. Someone's probably gonna write that one day. It just like I couldn't make friends, so I literally enslaved all the girls I know. That sounds like, oh god. Honestly, if someone ever did write that, I hope it would be Subversive, where he actually learns to become friends with the girls and actually frees them one by one when he becomes actual friends with them. And they all, because like they all use, and they actually use the straight up power of friendship that gets stronger every time he frees one of his enslaved female friends. No one would write that because, I don't know, I guess guys are scared of free women, but you know. It would be super cool. It'd be super cool in my opinion. Just like sounds like a really funny parody series. You know, where he learns about the power of friendship by learning that slavery is bad. Oh man. The rest of this. I am gonna order a pizza later. Because I ordered food earlier, but then it didn't, so anyway. But yeah, these are and these are like, and again, like these stories might already exist, and if they do, awesome, point them in my direction in particular. But if they do not, then I'll just have to make my own, you know. Like I will have to make my own silly little series. Because like there's just a lot of stuff you can do in these series, and it's just kind of sad that a lot of times they get like, you know, they kind of get watered down to, you know, and there's nothing wrong. And the thing is, I have nothing against power fantasy either, you know. I don't think that like power fantasies are even bad. I'm not one of those people who are like, you know, people shouldn't ever do wacky stuff with their power that they have. No, like if you want to have a power fantasy, you do it. You know, it's fun. Power fantasies are fun. You know, they're fun for a reason, you know? But we can also have different types of power fantasy, you know? Like, wait 1 second. My frustration with the genre, exactly. It could be so cool, but everything gets made is nothing, and I find that frustrating. Yeah, like I find that like frustrating too. Like, 1 second. So I had to like adjust in my chair. Like, it's like there's a lot of leeway that you can get. You can do a lot of stuff with isekai. You could do a lot, and again, like, you know, I think solo leveling at the time was actually pretty unique. You know, because it technically, to my knowledge, is not actually an isekai, but they do deal with monsters and shit. But it is a power fantasy. I don't think it's an isekai, but it's still a power fantasy, and you could still just do like, you know, so much with it, and it's, and I know, and I understand that it's kind of hard to imagine, you know, what you can do with it if all anyone ever does is, hi, I'm a dude, I'm in another world, girls like me, you know. Looking at the comic panels, it seems that Post made a mistake of looking too pretty. What do you mean? I'm not stealing him because he's pretty. I'm stealing him because he's short. Look at him go. Anyway, is that the isekai? But yeah, it has power fantasy. Yeah, which again is not a bad thing. In fact, it from because I've seen for example, there's another comic I really like that I need to get back to. It's called Noblesse. Now that thing, the main character of that thing, there is no mistake how powerful that dude is. Like, he is the most powerful vampire I have ever seen in my entire freaking life. At least I think he's a vampire. And like, there's literally no qualms about it. There is no, you know, mistake, none of that shit. Every single time there's a challenge, you do not fear that he will lose. You know, you really don't. And it gets bonkers. It gets very bonkers. In fact, it's actually kind of funny that the main character, I can't remember the main character's name, but like some of the funniest things about him is that he's a super bougie, powerful character that loves ramen, you know. Kidnapping strikes again. Don't worry, he'll be safe. He'll be safe and sound at my house. But yeah, like it's but like yeah, like but anyway, even when it comes to dealing with like, you know, power and magic systems and, you know, exploring different worlds and stuff, you could do so much in these. Now I also do understand that a lot of times people don't really want to think about the logistics of their worlds and stuff, and they just want to get straight to the cute waifus, and I get that. I know some of us just want to get straight to the, well, girl likes me because I kept her from being, you know, molestated by this guy in particular, whether it be her brother, her cousin, some guy in an alley, her former classmate, her former teacher, her dad, who knows. I kept her from that so I could do it, but in a much more watered down form. I will constantly be weird at her anyway, and she's just fine with it because I'm 14 or something, you know. I love how the conversation is, hey, picking up women, like, hey, pick up women as a collectible checklist item is bad. They are picking up a sparkly twink and running. Oh my god, the irony. I'm having the irony. Oh no. I can't. I'm like, don't pick up random women as like property. Picks up random guy as property. I'm just like, oh. He's like, behold. He's like, hello. He's like, mine. They're about to secretly start her own slave. First of all, it's employment harem, thank you. I pay them. Let me stop. Oh my god, that's terrible. It's like, what you mean? What you mean? Shut up. Everyone is happy in my basement. Like everyone is happy and very safe in there. It's okay. I was gonna say she owns the company. The happiness is mandatory. Exactly. Actually, the first video is hand holding. Exactly. Shit. Let me chop it right here. There we go. Anyway. Yeah, and I think the reason that like harems wouldn't actually be so annoying is if the girls in question just did something, you know. And I understand, like, you know, them doing something is almost never on the author's mind at all, you know. And I understand the girls are just window dressing because if they did literally anything, the author would feel emasculated or something or whatever, you know. I mean, technically, I would say it happens in female-led isekai too, or reverse harem isekai, but it kind of doesn't because it's kind of the opposite problem. A lot of times in the opposite reverse harem isekai, the female character or the female lead will do stuff technically, but like she also will just kind of get weirdly sidelined by her harem a lot. They'll usually do a lot of she has a very feminine power that the guys just can't do, but they'll at least protect her from getting assaulted, I guess. But like they tend to have a little bit more personality, not a lot, but a bit. Meanwhile, girls over in, like, you know, fucking like male geared isekai are always just like, they get one episode that they got introduced in and then they have no personality. Yes, there are exceptions. People can fight me, I understand. There are exceptions. However, those exceptions are few and far between. Good god, you know. A harem anime isekai that adds more and more to the harem, but the more people get added, the harem starts doing more and more things until the MC disappears from the story. Yeah, that's the other thing, because the harem isn't for the protagonist. The harem is actually for the audience, And a lot of people kind of don't realize that the harem girls are actually never for the hero. That's not who they're for. They're supposed to be for the audience. I hate that concept because then you end up with situations where certain characters get fucking murdered because they just weren't popular enough. Like, I will never forgive Guilty Crown for what they did to my girl. Oh my fucking god. I hate Guilty Crown. They killed my bae. They killed my girl. She was so cute. She was so adorable. She was perfect. And they killed her because she wasn't popular. Fuck you. I was very upset. Contrary to popular belief, I do like girls too. But just not as many because I'm picky. I'm not picky with men, but I'm very picky with women. But like, I was so upset at that. Because she was because in my opinion she was like very well suited to the main character of that series, but she definitely was not a character really for the audience per se, because you can kind of tell the characters that were made for the audience. And to me it's like, it's kind of sad that she got, you know, shafted because she just, you know, wasn't general enough, you know. And I think that's actually really sad that happened to her, you know. Like, I don't it's coughing so much I didn't realize. I need to shrink the slope. Actually, let's put this up here, shrink it a little. And this is okay. There we go. Oh. But like, you can, like, I don't know, and since the girls in question are always just kind of like, they're kind of an afterthought. Like, yeah, sometimes, because like sometimes the series will give them their own little arcs or whatever, but as soon as they hit those, usually within like an episode or two, then they're just kind of there until, you know, the series decides to, you know, remember that they exist, you know. Excuse me, sorry. And I think that's kind of sad because, like, I'm not even saying don't have them in there. I'm just like, what is the point if you're just gonna literally ignore them the minute they get any type of resolution? Don't they still have like stuff to do on the plot, you know? But like the stories, but that's usually like emotional resolution, and like main character is not about that. He'll help them deal with one trauma, but then that's it. No more. No more of that. God damn it. Hey, hello. You're yes. Wait, what? What do you mean it's been given a name? What are you talking about? Wolfie, honey, what are you talking about? What do you mean? What do you mean? What do you mean it has a name? I thought it was just, I don't know, nipple or whatever. Like, what are you, honey, what are you doing? I might have to put them on somewhere, actually. Oops. I'm scared, chat. I'm scared. No, you are not allowed to name it Gregory. I forbid it. I forbid it. That name in particular. No, you can't do this to me. You can't do this to me, son. You can't name it that. You can't. I will sue. Yes. I will sue if you use that. I will do it. You can't call it Gregory. Sammy's like the troll mom from Frozen. You guys are adorable. I'm gonna keep you. And it's like, I'll just take this. See you later, fellas. Here you go. I'm almost done with inking. Yay. Yeah, because I am coughing too much for stream, so I'm gonna only get to the the point where I could get to this point. There we go. It's too late. It's called Gregory, and it sounds like why does it sound like Elmo? Son, why are you like this? Why? How did this happen? Chad, I don't know how this happened. I don't know what this went, how we got here. I was minding my own business and suddenly he has a sentient nipple. How did this go on? Someone help. Let me just add that there. There we go. A little. There we go. Yes. Nani? I don't know. You create no, I am not that thing's mother. I am your mother, but I am not your weird nipples mother. That was a mistake. That is not my fault. I didn't do it. Chat, I've been framed. Don't listen to him. I did no such thing. Let's see. Oh, got my back. Okay. I think I already did the back. Oh wait, I forgot. Got this rando over here. He can't be your twin if he's on your body. Like, no. Like he's like, no. He's like, he can't be if he's on your body, son. That's not how twins work. You guys are not conjoined. That's like saying your toe is your brother. We don't do that here. Let's see here. Wait, whoop. No. Whoop. Yep. Whoop. Whoop. Alright. Okay. Let me actually turn off that thing. Alright, let me go and add the colors to this. Let's see, he is my twin like that one episode in Family Guy. I don't watch Family Guy! Let's see. And then we are almost done checked. Yes, I love you too, son. Alrighty. Okay. And then I'll just do it this way. It's a lot easier. Huh. Anyway. Oops. I have to go back for that one. I came to give you love and to tell you about my new child. No, not my child, your child. Goodbye. Thank you very much for educating me on the existence of the name of your weird little nipple. Let's see here. There we go. Okay. And we are almost done. Just have to patch up a few places here. There we go. Okay, and I need to get rid of this here. Oh, at least I got the inking done. But yeah, I'll probably go ahead and stop after this so I can also get some food since I wasn't able to get anything earlier. God, I hate coughing though. Like, I straight up hate coughing, but what can you do? You can't do anything, you know? Probably gonna work on these guys more. Or at least finish out the outline chapter I was doing. I was to the part where Stella's doing a she's actually fighting somebody. Oh no. She's doing the combat. Oh no. Let's see. All right. I gotta figure out how I'm gonna tackle the jail though, because like also you're not gonna see the demon lord or the hero guy for a while. Like, 'cause I have to build up to those two. I'm gonna see what happens, but I don't just try to. Sometimes when I don't know if you've ever run into this, if you ever like write a story, but you're trying to, you know, save the juicy bits for later, so you kind of artificially keep it like. You kind of accidentally like draw it out because you're thinking, oh, we can't have the surprise too soon, you know, and then before you know it, it's like you're just kind of stalling at that point. I don't know if you guys ever run into like that situation, because I have, where I'll just artificially stall for like no reason. There we go. And then right there. Okay. Yeah, and you're building forever, exactly. All right. Let me just, now that I have that, let me fill in the background a little bit more. Oh God, I really do hate coughing so fucking much. Let's see. What is this all? That, and then you're going. Yeah. All right. Yep. Yeah, that'll do. Okay. And Suzanne also look, yeah, like it'd be like that sometimes. Don't crack my my wrists. Okay, so yeah, here you go. This oh yeah, there is dialogue, but you know, but other than that, that should do it. So let me see, who am I gonna read today? Who am I rating today? Because we're gonna go ahead and end it there for now. Thank you very much for joining me today and helping me decide that our overlord is gonna have red hair. Our red-haired stepchild. So that's something. Thanks for stream. Thank you. Just go ahead and hold on for me so I can find someone to raid. It looks like Shiro is having a collab and also doing some Helldivers or whatever the hell that is. So we are going to raid her for that. So we're gonna raid the Shiro. Okay. Go ahead and get everything situated here, but thank you very much for joining me today while I talk about complete nonsense, mostly Isekai, whatever. Hold on to say oh Lord. Let's see here. Oh, thank you. And then let's see. Zero underscore. Okay. Yes, make sure to say hi to her for me and make sure to behave. Let's see, what do I normally say? It was a be good, behave, and don't be a menace. Yeah, all those things. Where's the other one I normally use? I know we have another one. Oh, found that. It's the regular one. But yeah, thank you very much for stopping by. And yeah. Have a good day, have a good weekend. Love you all. Bye-bye.